Welcome to the Manofono podcast. My name is Kuri, your host, and today I'm kind of excited. I've got no clue what I'm going to be talking about, but I'm just going to run with it. Like I said, I don't script any of this podcast episodes, and I've been looking to actually start structuring some of them because at the moment I've been just sort of sharing my journey up until this point, and a lot of it has been just me figuring out what it is to be a business owner, a father, a husband, and just being myself and be able to live my life by design. So I can design my life to live in a certain way so I can live in complete freedom. So complete freedom being finances, living free from stresses of life. So whether it's through finances or even just not being stressed with life itself. So even if I'm going through a bad period in terms of finances, I can still keep myself happy, not just me, but my family, my wife, everybody else. And really redefining what success is, because everybody feels like if they have £1 million in the bank, then they've made it, or they've got this flashy car, amazing house, or whatever. And there's this pressure in society in order to achieve those things, in order to look successful, or feel like you've made it, or that's the main goal. But really, I was speaking about the most people, the saddest thing I've ever watched online is these Instagram videos that people put out where people are on their deathbed and they're talking about all the regrets and things that they've done, the things that they could have done. So a lot of them have got the same theme. They don't really talk about, I wish I'd driven an amazing car, or I wish I had an amazing house. Usually it's all about, I wish I had just followed my dreams. I wish I had taken time to be a bit more happy. I wish I'd taken time just to be myself. And this is one of the most incredible things, that whenever you can figure out who you are and you can live your life in a way that it's you living it rather than living it for somebody else, or expectations of what people have put on you. You just literally living your life the way you want it. That is like one of the things that most people don't do, and you being able to figure this out and then doing it for yourself is like the most incredible thing that you can do, because you become happier as a husband. If you're a husband, you become happy as a person in terms of providing for your family. In terms of your business, it's probably one of the key things that will take you to the next level. So for instance, if you just made 100 grand for this year, then if you want to take it up a notch and take it to the next level, living a happier and being happier in what you do will take you to the next level. And if it's the fact that you've made half a meal, or you want to make 1 million, maybe you want to go for the 10 million mark, all of those things will be determined on how happy you are. You can drive yourself and put all the goals in place. But what happens is when you start living by happier, you tend to stop wanting to get outside influences in order to motivate you. You start being able to motivate yourself to keep going. And part of it is that when you are happier within yourself, you naturally attract people that want to serve you, or at least help you along your journey, because of nobody's happy and people want to be around people that are happy. So it's like one of the things that has been key personally in order to start taking my business to the next level is that I thought I needed more training. I thought I needed better business partners. I thought I needed certain things that would make it happen for me to move from to move to 1 million, for instance. So it's not that, it's more about now me working on myself, and really it becomes more important because I've got up until I started really doing my entrepreneurial stuff, I didn't realize that I was actually carrying a lot of trauma, and the trauma it caused me to start trying to medicate myself, in order not to confront it, basically. So it was a daily thing that I did to avoid it. And I remember I was speaking to my kid one day, and I said to my kid, she was talking about how upset she was about, I think she was about a cousin or something, and I said, if you, because I think they just upset each other, and then they'd apologized, and I was there, witnessed them apologizing to each other. And then before bed, she goes, "I'm still upset about it." And I said, "There's no need for you to be upset. You've said sorry." She said sorry, and it's over. Whenever you hold on to something that made you upset, it means it's like carrying a rock in a bag, and eventually, if you keep carrying every time that somebody makes you upset and you carry it, it's like adding rocks to your bag. And can you imagine how heavy that would be? And I said, life already is like going up a hill. So, and it seems like a really deep example for an 8-year-old, but I was giving her a visual representation. She knows what it feels like we live close to a lakes, and there's a few hills, so she knows what it means to carry a bag with something inside it, and how that it's a lot heavier when you're going up the hill. So it was a perfect analogy for her to actually understand what I was trying to say, that emotionally you can actually carry a lot of baggage that's going to stop you from going further, so when you got baggage, when you have not dealt with trauma, you've not living as yourself, you're medicating, you actually blocking yourself from going to the next level. So as an entrepreneur, like the online business thing is the thing that I've been now chasing, because I'm looking for more freedom for my wife, for my children, so for me to work from home. And it's one of the things that I've been desiring to do. And it's taken me such a long time to actually have the drive to make things happen because of this. And it's the fact that I had trauma, and I was finding ways to medicate myself in order to actually deal with other things. So the pain, there was a lot more pain I had to struggle with, caused by the trying to avoid the pain that I was trying to resolve. So I don't know if I've said that properly. It's going to be weird to hear it back. But what I'm trying to say is that there's more pain in trying to get rid of pain. So it's worth actually trying to get rid of it at the source. And I talked about this in the previous episode, talking about how the tactics that you'd use in order to get rid of this, in order for you to be able to be more effective as a business owner, as a parent, as a husband, as a friend, as, a son, a brother, it becomes very important to actually focus on the inside. And first time I heard this, I thought it was just like, some weird woo-woo shit. It's like, why would you be telling me about my trauma and my and how does that affect my finances? And it's one of the things that is like so misunderstood, that if you see some of the most wealthiest people on earth, and they have only they were passionate about what they were doing, but everything that they've done is to make people's lives better. Now, it's questionable whether over time, when they've made ridiculous amounts of money, that they've continued being, continued wanting to serve people. But initially, for them to get to where they are now is because they've been serving people. So if you look at even the biggest companies right now, like Google, for instance, they wanted to make it easier for people to search through online and look at how they've changed our lives. But at the same time, there's a lot of positives that comes from it. Facebook, there's a lot of positives that come from it. There is some negatives to it if you're addicted to it and it's you're using it to numb your trauma. But there's some positives that come with it. If you think of Jeff Bezos with Amazon, they've made it easier for us to shop from home and everything else like that. So it becomes very important to actually figure out that, for you to take a business to the next level, it's always about you being able to solve problems for people, and for you to actually understand those problems is actually be in a place where you actually care about them. And you can't care about them if you're not sorted by yourself. So if you feel like somebody and you care about them, you're most likely to serve them the best. And this is the reason why it's so important for you to sort it out, basically. And I'm not saying it as though I've already finished and I'm the finished article. I'm actually still struggling with it. I'm still working through it. In fact, I was looking through getting a therapist so I can start working through. And I think my main issue is the fact that I've no coping mechanisms when I start facing some of my past and my trauma. So there's even if I face a very negative situation, I don't have the tools to emotionally cope and mentally cope with some of the things. So I act out in a way that takes time, because it's the acting out that whether it's watching a lot of films or whatever, you're just trying to avoid having to confront those things, because you just don't have those coping skills. So either it's football, there's certain things that we take for granted and we do it with moderation, but those habits are the things that are taking time away from us from actually doing the most effective thing, which is what helps us to be happier. So yes, I don't know, I've been just rambling on for a bit. I've been waiting for my son. He's been working, so I've taken him to work today because it's raining. But I thought I'd just come on and say something. I hope this is helpful, because I was just sort of rambling on. But I tend to do that in my personal life for anybody that knows me. But I just love people, and I love giving them information on how they can get their lives better. And I've had to start learning to just voluntarily give information. I just sort of wait for somebody to invite me to give them information. But generally, I just love giving people information and everything else. So I can see my son coming. Hope this has been helpful, and you can use some of these to understand more on how you can take your business to the next level. And there's a website that's going to be coming soon where you can actually go and put out your information and your questions and stuff, so you can give me more your opinions, basically, so we can take this information, and podcasts will be designed for you. So thank you very much and take care.